Hello again folks, tonight's video is a product review video, but before I do that and to comply with YouTube's terms and conditions, I will state that this product was supplied to me free of charge by banggood.com. That said, as with all my reviews, this one will be both unbiased and totally honest. Right, with that out of the way, let's have a look at the product. And if you haven't already worked out what it is, it's a mains soldering iron. It's an adjustable temperature soldering iron. So we'll have a look at the packaging first, the standard, blister packaging, model number 907. 220 volts, 60 watts, and the temperature adjustment between 200 and 450 degrees Celsius. On the back, the instructions are in Chinese. Not a great issue if you don't or can't read Chinese. Of course, it's a soldering iron. If you're purchasing one, you're going to know what it's for and you're going to know how it works. So onto the product itself. The first thing I liked about this product, and I should mention at this point, I have used it for a couple of days now just to make sure, it was working properly and it lasts, and it has. But the first thing I like is the fact that the handle's clear. If you're a beginner electronics hobbyist, that's going to be really cool, that the fact that you can see what's inside it. Just looking on here, we can see there's a transistor. We've got a little pot in there, or a variable resistor for the temperature adjustment. We've got that little dimple on the plastic there, you can probably just make out. And if I go to the full range of temperature adjustment, you can see that that does line up perfectly, which is really nice that it's aligned. A few other components, we've got an LM358P, little dual op amp in there, a few resistors, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I really like the fact that you can see the inside of this iron. Onto the business end, if you want to call it that, we've got a Heiko style tip that we can remove, and of course we can buy various different types of tips to suit your requirements. And we've got that ceramic heating element in there. Nice snug fit, which means we're going to get good thermal transfer from the heat from the element onto the tip, and of course onwards to your components and PCBs or whatever else you're soldering. To the power end, this comes with a US style plug and a separate ground lead. Now, I have tested it. This ground lead is connected directly to the metal on the iron itself. It's not essential. Not all soldering irons do have an earth connection. Of course, it's better for safety reasons and ESD reasons. But if you wanted to cut these off and hook them into a standard UK plug, of course you could do that. Similarly, if you wanted it for ESD purposes, we could just hook that ground straight onto an earth bonding point with a 1 mega ohm resistor, and that's going to alleviate any ESD type issues. This product should come supplied with an appropriate power adapter for your country. This is just one I had lying around. I didn't get one when I get sent this. I think probably just due to the way the review products are sent out, but you should get one of these when you order it. Just plug it in like that, and like I say, you could adapt that to fit an earth point if you want. Of course, not all countries use the earth pin or have an earth facility. I suppose the proof's in the pudding. We'll go ahead and plug it in and have a go with it. Like I say, I have tested this for a couple of days now, and yeah, overall pretty happy with it. So I'll just plug the mains in, get into the wall there, and as you can see, the red LED has come on. Now what I'm going to do, the board I'm going to be working on for the test has got quite a big ground plane on the PCB, so there's going to be a lot of heat potentially sucked away from the tip. So I'm going to set this about halfway, say about 325, something like that. Obviously doesn't come with a stand, so that's another consideration you've got. This one isn't ideally suited to it, but you could get a stand very cheaply should you require it. Nice thing about this is it is actually temperature controlled, so the circuitry in here is monitoring the temperature of the tip, and when it gets up to 325, that LED will turn off to tell you that it's at temperature. So nice feature there. So we'll let that heat up. Just pop it to one side, and I'll bring in the board we're going to be working on. And this is a colleague's got a TV, and the power supply has failed yet again. This is the second time I've repaired it. I replaced the majority of these electrolytic capacitors, but as you can see, probably just down there, this one has vented again. It's one I have previously repaired. You can see around here, for instance, these leads are lead-free solder, and this is shinier where I've replaced it with leaded solder. here and here. You can probably just make those out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these ones off and replace it. So as you can see, the LED has turned out, which means the iron is at temperature. And we'll just clean the tip and tin it for that good thermal contact. Oops, I'm going to heat up the lead, and then we'll use a solder sucker here to remove that old solder. Exactly the same process. Just give that another quick go there, and that should be us. That's what I was just saying about there. There's quite a lot of copper around here, which is going to suck away the heat, so you maybe want it set a little bit higher than you normally would, just to alleviate any problems removing that solder. So there we go, come out quite a thing. It's 1000 microfarad, 25 volts. I don't have any 25 volt ones, but I do have 35 volts. When you're replacing electrolytic capacitors, it's acceptable to go up in voltage, so use a higher voltage than the one you're taking off, but never go lower. And what we'll do is we'll just pop this through. We can see that it's marked positive for the anode, and we've got a black line for the cathode. Longer lead is the anode, and the short lead is the cathode, and that black line matches up with the stripe. So your PCB may be similar or maybe slightly different, but the longer lead goes to the positive. So we'll just bend those leads over a little bit. Okay, we'll clean our iron. We'll tin it. A little bit of solder there. Leave the iron in for a second. Same again, take that away. And that should be us. So, if I can find my snips, there they're there. Just trim those leads. Inspect the joints, make sure they're okay. Yeah, no problems there. That's good enough for me. And there's a new capacitor installed. So that should be back up and running now. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's the Model 907 adjustable temperature soldering iron. I'm quite impressed with it. It's not too bad at all. Like I say, I do like the transparent handle. Nice that you can see the circuitry inside. It's good that you can change the tips to your, whatever application you require. And the power issue is not an issue. Of course, it's not got that 3-pin lead. Not essential, but there is, of course, ways around that if you do want it connected directly to earth. This is currently selling at around £7, including delivery worldwide. That's around $9, $8 or $9, something like that. Yeah, overall, pretty impressed with it. Nothing, standing out as being substandard about it. It's a cheap iron, but it's nice that it's temperature controlled. You're not going to be able to purchase a soldering iron, I don't think that is, in the UK certainly, that's got temperature control, that the temperature is actually monitored, and the element turned on and off as required for this price here in the UK. You can buy adjustable temperature soldering irons, but it's basically just an adjustment. It isn't actually monitored. You just set a level, it heats up to that level, and that's it. Of course, if you're working a board like that with a lot of copper around it, what's going to happen is the copper is going to wick away the heat, and the iron will not be monitoring that. It will suck away the heat, and the temperature of the tip will drop. This can actually check for that. It monitors the temperature, and if it realizes the heat's been sucked away from the tip, the tip is cooling, this will know, right, I need to turn back on and heat that back up to the required temperature. So it's a really nice feature on such a cheap iron. But there we go, guys and girls. Thanks very much for watching. By all means, put your comments down below, your thoughts and opinions on it. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give me the thumbs up. If you didn't, give me the thumbs down. If you haven't already done so and you'd like to do so, click on my head down here. And as always, take care of yourselves. And until next time, all the best.